Morning, everyone. Miu, Kutulaka. Good morning. My language. It's a great honor to be here to start off the event for your learning, for you to be here, for our students, our community, our national community, and our international community. I want to thank you for your time and your effort dedicating your lives to this. I'd like to open up from the geographical area here. Nenetu Kim Marcus, Marinya Hems, Yahibatampe, Saush Pakiktam. My name is Kim Marcus. I am Toronto, village of Mata, down in 29 Palms. Our people share the inhabited areas here with the Gabrielinos, a Tongva. I'm also Kuya. It's an honor to open up. You guys are really fortunate. They didn't ask me to do the morning meditation because I would have asked you guys get your spinners out and sit and I'm glad you're all laughing. I like to open up and I like to offer our opening words today. If I could ask our Native American programs to come up to represent our people and the indigenous people. This week is California Indian Day, which is on Friday. It's honoring our people to stand up and to recognize the Native American is a very small population of our communities. We'd like to take a moment to honor you with this opening. And if we could come up and stand up, that would be fine. So. We have up in front here your representatives for your school and the Native American programs. I'd like to offer this blessing in our old way, an ancient way, from the beginning of our creation. Jamna, Mukha, Pratik, Jamna Ivam, Atam, Nobuk Ipaka, Tewe, Nachnisham, Nichiyam, Tewe, Pale University, Kuala, Nicham and Avan Doc Lewis, Hemingway, Atam Temam, Samyak, Kitch, Oh, I was asking for our ancestors that are here, our greatness, to watch over you in your times of these learnings to our young ones. I call them young ones, they're younger than I am. And for the elders that are learning, that you be guided, to watch over you and guide you. I know your families are not here today, and I ask that we think about your families. And with these feathers, I ceremonial blow in the 7 directions, northeast, southwest, up, down, in the center. From the beginning of time that we have done this. And I'd like to sing a song for our people. Tono mi pa tono mi pa mi pa tono mi pa tono mi pa tono mi pa mi pa tono mi pa tono mi pa tono mi pa mi pa tono mi rona tono mi pa tono mi pa mi pa tono mi rona sakana punene punete panlo te hapa Teo ke ne pone ne hayo ne tono mi pa. Thank you.
Our heartfelt thanks to Elder Kim Marcus for his beautiful blessing. And now, please turn your attention to the video screen for welcome messages and highlights from the past academic year.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Staff Council, I would like to welcome you to this year's Fall Conference. This year also marks Staff Council's 55th year at Cal Poly Pomona. We are looking forward to another great year.
Good morning. I'm Wei-Chin Xie, CFA President of the Pomona Chapter. On behalf of the CFA, I want to welcome everyone, especially all our brand new faculty, to a new academic year at Cal Poly, and wish you all have a fulfilling and productive new year.
Hello, Broncos, and welcome to Fall Conference. My name is Faris Hamza, and I'm the ASI President for this year. ASI has a lot of big plans for this year, so if you're curious, feel free to stop by our offices in the BSC. I hope to see you all around campus and hope you have a wonderful year.
Hi, I'm Julie Shen, Chair of the Academic Senate.
I'm Phyllis Nelson, Vice Chair of the Academic Senate.
I'm Val Otto, Administrative Analyst for the Senate Office.
I'm Cassandra Horner, Academic Coordinator for the Senate Office.
Welcome back, Broncos!
We have a lot to be proud of at Cal Poly Pomona. According to U.S. News and World Report, we're one of the best public universities. Money Magazine and PayScale both cite our excellent value and return on investment. The New York Times calls us an engine of social mobility. Our students are doing incredible work. One group teamed up with Citrus College to create a drone for search and rescue operations. Plant science student Sean McLaughlin won a prestigious internship at Super Bowl 51 in Houston. 4 aerospace engineering students won a NASA Student Design Challenge. They impressed judges with their innovative design of a fully electric aircraft. The Baja SAE team placed in the top 4 in both their competitions this spring. And on New Year's Day, we're always ready to shine at the Rose Parade. This year, our float captured the Founders Trophy. That's our 57th award. Our Bronco athletes continue to impress us with strong postseason runs. The cross-country teams competed in the NCAA championships. Our basketball teams placed in the CCAA tournament. And Bronco baseball won its division in the CCAA tournament. Earlier this year, we received $1.67 million so our students can launch a rocket into space. We're building an innovative classroom in the art department thanks to a $65,000 grant. We're also preparing more special education teachers through a $246,000 grant from the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing. Our university friends and donors continue to be vital to our mission of student success. Hospitality Uncorked raised $500,000. Alumnus Michael Oppenheim has pledged $1 million to the campus and the university library. The Huntley College of Agriculture was named in honor of alumnus Don Huntley, who has pledged his beautiful pistachio farm to the university. As we begin a new year, let's reconnect with our colleagues and welcome some of our new leaders. Daniel Montplaisir, Vice President of University Advancement. Joseph Rensis, Dean of the College of Engineering. Jeff Pass, Dean of the College of Education and Integrative Studies. Liz Rusa Millar, Executive Director of ASI. And here's to another great year, Broncos. Welcome to Fall Conference.
I'm glad we've gotten an early start because all this traffic, we wouldn't be able to get there on time. Construction is every place.
Good morning, President.
Hey, President Coley.
Hey there, how you doing? I tell you, the faculty and the staff and the students, they're really troopers. But you know, next year, we're going to be so excited with all of the new buildings. We've gotten the road open with Kellogg Drive. Well, I know you're anxious, so why don't you take this fidget? We're almost there. Oh, we're going. This is wonderful. We got to get to Fall Conference. Let's go. Does it open?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our University President, Dr. Soraya Coley.
Good morning. Hey there, how you doing? Good seeing you. Good morning. Seeing you. Hey there, how you doing? Hey there. All right. Hey there, how you doing? Good seeing you. Good morning, how you doing? Hi there. Good morning, how you doing? Good. Hi there. Hi there. Hey, hi there. Hi there. Good morning. Good seeing you. Good morning. Hi there. Good morning. How you doing? Good seeing you. Hello, how you doing? Hey there, how's it going? Hello, how you doing? Hey, Walter. Hi there, it's good to see you. Hello. Hello. I got to see you over here in this corner. Hi there. Hello. Good seeing you. Hey there, good seeing you. Hi there. Hello. Morning. Hello. Morning, good seeing you. Hello. Hey there. Hi there, you got here early. Hey there. How you doing? Good seeing you. Hey there, I know. I'm here. Hey there, good morning. Good seeing you. Hello, how you doing? How's it going? Good morning, good seeing you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, how you doing? Good morning, good seeing you. Oh, thanks so much for being here. Hi there, how you doing? Hey there, good seeing you. Hey there, this is my team. Oh, hey, welcome back. Hey there, John. Oh, hey there, good seeing you. Hey Well, good morning. I'm so pleased to join you this morning. Before I get started, I want to take a moment, and this isn't in the script, so I want to have people work with me this morning. Our media vision is off the chart. I want you to know, please, I want to thank the Media Vision. We know what they do with commencement, but they just do a superb job of really trying to tell the story and get the message out. And you probably saw me one morning at 4:30 as we were trying to open Kellogg Drive, and they were out there too. So again, please give a round of applause to our Media Vision. I'm glad that Billy and I made it on time, and I hope that everyone is doing well today. And welcome to the 2017 Fall Conference. It's so great to see so many of you. I was also able to greet individuals in the overflow room. And I'm happy to be here because it's going to be another exciting year at Cal Poly Pomona. But I also want to take a moment to share another reason I'm happy. I want to recognize my husband, Ron Coley, Vice Chancellor of Business Administrative Services at UCSide. As we talk about happiness and joy, I'm reminded of someone who reached out to me soon after I arrived here at Cal Poly Pomona. She worked on the same floor as the president's office and would sometimes provide front desk coverage when the staff had to be out. She was always positive and had a smile on her face. And even after the loss of her beloved husband, she tried to remain upbeat. Last year, she was here and greeted me as you have done. And 7 months later, she passed unexpectedly. Gloria Concha had worked here for 32 years, and most recently as a financial aid counselor. And she gave me this happy pillow last year and said that no matter the challenges I face, I always try to find joy and happiness and be thankful for each day. And so I pass on to you the same message. I know that many of you have lost loved ones, and you've shared some of the family and personal challenges you're dealing with. My hope is that you will have the faith that whatever you are facing, you will see yourself going through it, but not remaining in it. Be thankful for the smallest of things, and don't take life and love for granted. Okay, so let's talk about our year ahead. And I hope that everyone is refreshed and energized to begin the academic year. And as we continue our journey together, we need to periodically stop and celebrate. Celebrate all that we have achieved, while recognizing that there is still much to be done. I hope all of you got one of these. Aren't these things great? I know that your children and teenagers will think you are cool having one. I was introduced to the fidget spinner by the students in our Innovation Idea Lab. Every year, I look forward to the students' team's iLab presentations. Dr. Kimmy Sawyer, the iLab director, in collaboration, yes, please, and in collaboration with Dr. Winnie Dong, the director of the Office of Undergraduate Research, do an excellent job mentoring, guiding, and engaging students from a variety of disciplines in hands-on research and team collaboration to identify challenges and create innovative solutions. So this year, one of the teams in the iLab developed a green and gold version of the fidget spinner and presented it to me. I keep it on my conference table and often use it. So we thought you might enjoy having a CPP spinner. Please enjoy yours. It's definitely a busy time at Cal Poly Pomona. It's also an exciting time, and that's what I want to share with you today. I guess you have noticed that we're making some big improvements. We're growing our student population and expanding our beautiful campus. We have officially taken ownership of the former Lanterman site and are committed to developing what will be long-term plans for what we refer to as Campus South. We are crystallizing a strategic plan around a shared vision for our future. We're working hard to ensure a smooth conversion from quarters to semesters. We're laser-focused on student success, and we're positioning ourselves to be an epicenter of creativity, innovation, and discovery. We're dedicated to building upon the solid foundation here and making this a great place to work for faculty and staff who are the backbone of Cal Poly Pomona. We're on this journey, and together we're telling the world who we are and what we value. As I near my third year on campus, I reflect upon the many things we've achieved at this amazing university. And I want to take a moment to thank Gary Hamilton, who served as my first Chief of Staff and who retired this summer, and to welcome as my interim Chief of Staff, Ms. Anita Jessup, who previously served as Director of Academic Personnel. Anita, will you please stand? I'd also like to thank Ms. Andrea Gunn-Eaton, who served as Cal Poly Pomona's prior campus attorney, and extend our warmest welcome and appreciation to Ms. Jennifer Glad, who now serves in this role. Jennifer, will you please stand? Now, some of you may recall when I delivered my first address to the campus, My Journey to You and Our Journey Together, that we were just getting to know one another. And I asked you then to think about the journey ahead, to think about it as you would climbing a mountain. We would purposefully hike together and might stop on a plateau from time to time to rest and reflect. And there would be scouts among us who would hike ahead to announce the opportunities, the detours, and the conditions we would be facing. But in the end, we all needed to stay together and keep hiking because there was much work to be done, and there still is. Much of what I will be discussing today was in large part shaped by all of you. Your feedback from the listening tour continues to inform my thinking and that of the cabinets. My commitment remains that we are a student-centered, faculty and staff-focused, and community-minded university. We have a very ambitious agenda this year, and some of the things we're asking won't be easy. But I am hopeful that we will have the confidence and determination to deal with the challenging times. So let's just get this first one out of the way. The traffic, construction, and parking congestion this academic year are going to require patience. Patience, patience from everyone, me included. Fidget spinners might come in handy to calm ourselves. There's no easy way around it, and there will be frustration. But I ask you to keep in mind that the construction projects are going to generate great improvements for this university and for everyone who spends time here. They move us forward, and the big payoffs later will be worth the minor inconveniences we're currently experiencing. The first sign of progress is the recently opened and realigned Kellogg Drive, a project conceived to give us room to grow. Bike lanes will be opened this quarter, both ways on Kellogg, and a new walking path to the west is planned. I promise there is light at the end of the construction tunnel, and we're going to get through it together. There will be challenges, but think of the building projects as organized chaos. And the payoff is that new campus facilities will have a profound and lasting effect on the quality of student life and indeed campus life. I ask for your cooperation, help. Be there for one another, and remember that a little humor can go a long way. So let me say thank you in advance. I'd also like to thank Danielle Manning, Vice President for Administrative Affairs, for her leadership on this and other critical projects. And with Paul Story's retirement, she is also temporarily heading the foundation. Danielle, will you please stand? I also want to acknowledge Associate Vice President Walter Marquez in Facilities and Dan Johnson in Facilities Design and Construction, along with their teams. They have these projects firing on all cylinders. You've probably seen that the CLA replacement building in Lot C, just south of the CLE, is taking shape. The 3-story Student Services and Administrative Building is scheduled to be up and running by early 2019. Our new freshman-oriented living community is scheduled to begin accepting residents in fall 2019 with a capacity to house 960 students. A second phase is tentatively planned for 2022 with an additional 650 beds. New high-rise residents will replace the old brick dorms on the north end of the campus and offer convenient and cost-effective options for on-campus living, as well as reduce our carbon footprint by reducing the number of students who would have to commute. An exciting new dining commons will be part of the complex and will offer students and the campus an array of options in a marketplace environment. Together, these new facilities will put more students on campus all day, where studies show they have the greatest chance for success. We're on the move, and yes, I'm happy about it. This year's fall conference is a real milestone, and I'm privileged to be with you to mark it. This is the last fall quarter here at Cal Poly Pomona. Next year, I will be welcoming you to the 2018 fall semester. In fact, we are starting the countdown to next year. We have 339 days left until the start of the first day of classes on August 23rd, 2018. And our fall conference will be that Monday, August 20th. Semester conversion is on schedule. When you came in this morning, you received this year's commemorative pin, which signifies the quarter to semester, or Q2S initiative. It's an important reminder of where we're headed at Cal Poly Pomona, and I'm happy we're on this journey together. The Academic Senate, Information Technology, Academic and Faculty Affairs, Enrollment Management, Student Affairs, and Advising Groups, among other units and divisions, have already done a great deal of important work on conversion, and I want to publicly thank everyone for their significant contributions. In recent months, I have asked Paulette Blumberg, my Deputy Chief of Staff, Paulette, will you stand? To bring Vice President appointed representatives together to assure that we have addressed the in-between divisions and units activities. For example, financial aid will need to post decisions on a certain date, but that will require that all of the fee-based programs make their determinations well before that time. This requires a great deal of choreography. As I have stated, the challenges of semester conversion present a continuum from oops to oh my gosh. We know there will be a few oops. but we do not want any oh my goshes. And with all of us coming together this year, I am confident that we will have a successful transition. I also want to recognize the deans, the associate deans, the department chairs, and the college staff as we seek to make good on our commitment to ensure that students are properly advised and prepared with a plan of action for semester conversion. We have pledged that each student who meets with an advisor and creates an individual academic plan should suffer no loss in academic credit or progress to degree. I'd like to highlight some of the less obvious ways in which we will need to prepare for the key transition of quarters to semesters. Because we will end as we normally do this year in mid-June, but have to start up for the 2018 academic year in mid-August, the 2018 summer session will run only 5 weeks. We will try to schedule as many classes as possible during this session so students can best position themselves to graduate. And we will not be observing the 4-10 schedule next summer. Under the semester system, individual class sessions will be shorter. For example, 45 minutes 3 days a week rather than 65 minutes. But the time over the entire term will be approximately the same. So again, the school year begins on August 23rd, 2018, and spring semester classes will end on May 10th, 2019. I appreciate the necessary collaboration across the divisions, including the foundation, in order for us to meet the challenges. One division that indeed is working across the university is information technology. Under the leadership of John McGuthrie, John, will you please stand? IT is working to ensure that not only are we technologically prepared for semester conversion, but that we will continue to develop user-friendly technology to complete routine university procedures for students and all personnel, and hopefully, with all the construction underway, also find a parking space. Speaking of moving ahead, the best guideposts we have toward achieving our goals is our new strategic plan, which provides a critical blueprint for our mission and our identity. Because of the candid input we receive from students, faculty, staff, alumni, parents, community members, and campus partners, the steering committee made tremendous progress in finalizing the direction for our future. We have refreshed mission and vision statements, and the campus feedback has enabled committee members to identify and reiterate our core values. We gathered ideas from 27 open forums and focus groups and received over 10,000 responses to survey questions. Committee members collectively spent hundreds, if not thousands, of hours poring over these insights from our many stakeholders, such as yourselves, who care deeply about this university. The mission statement has changed, but the heart of our mission has not. Our statement is now more succinct and honors the very core of a polytechnic education. It defines who we are in 13 meaningful words. We cultivate success through a diverse culture of experiential learning, discovery, and innovation. Our vision statement now reads, Cal Poly Pomona will be the model for an inclusive polytechnic university that inspires creativity and innovation, embraces local and global challenges, and transforms lives. Not surprisingly, our polytechnic identity was extremely important to those we heard from. The strategic planning process has helped us contemplate and embrace the key threads of our mission, vision, and values. But it is not enough for us alone to have this knowledge. It's important that others know who we are as well. As I speak across the region, I am struck by how impressed others are about the great work taking place here. But there is the frequent comment that they didn't know what we were doing, or they may have heard about us years ago. So when our newest vice president joined us 7 months ago, I wanted to make sure that he understood that the work ahead was going to be a marathon, not a sprint. So maybe that was the incentive for him to participate in a triathlete competition. Who in the world, in one event, swims 2.4 miles, then jumps on a bike to ride 112 miles, and then tops it off with running a 26.2-mile marathon, all in 13 hours and 43 minutes? Our newest Vice President for University Advancement, Dan Montplaisir. We're really proud and impressed. Later this quarter, under his leadership, Cal Poly Pomona will launch a wide-ranging branding initiative. We'll partner with an outside firm to increase the university's name recognition and better convey our unique Polytechnic identity. We will thoroughly assess how we communicate with our alumni, stakeholders, and our constituents in the region, not only through our Strategic Communications Office, but at the college level as well. We'll also create a new university logo, since the current one includes the CLA building, which will be replaced next year, along with a new motto. The pin you will receive at next year's fall conference will definitely be a keeper. In formulating a new strategic plan, the committee was especially attentive to the feedback received from you and other stakeholders about what inspired them most about Cal Poly Pomona. The top 3 answers were our learn by doing philosophy, our diversity, and our faculty excellence. Thus, it was important that these elements remain embedded in our future planning. The strategic planning development culminated in strategic planning initiatives and goals. The strategic planning initiatives that emerged are ambitious but achievable. While the entire plan represents a blueprint for the next 5 years, we began by identifying our strategic goals for the next 3. Number 1, we want to deliver quality programs that promote integrative learning, discovery, and creativity. As part of this initiative, we want to establish centers of excellence that will capitalize on our Polytechnic identity, strengths, and synergistic opportunities for discovery, innovation, research, and creative expression. We also want to revitalize the general education program by reimagining the integration of the liberal arts and sciences within the context of our Polytechnic identity. Number 2, we want to enhance student learning, development, and success. As part of this initiative, we want to design effective strategies that optimize the retention, persistence, and achievement of students from historically underserved populations. And we want to develop innovative strategies to increase graduation rates for all students. Number 3, we want to prepare our students for the future of work and civic engagement. That includes implementing a plan for student success that starts with pre-admission and runs a full year past their graduation. It involves developing a work readiness model that provides students with early and ongoing opportunities to engage with alumni, the community, and industry leaders, and to acquire the knowledge and skills that will be essential for the future. Number 4, we want to strengthen our already vibrant economic impact in the region. This includes boldly elevating our reputation and showcasing our unique Polytechnic identity. And it includes generating diverse revenue streams that enable the university to increase tenure density expand and enhance its programs, and invest in research and development opportunities. It also means improving the economic and social well-being of our communities by connecting our talent, our knowledge, and educational resources with local, national, and global partners. Number 5, we want to advance organizational development and employee excellence. It is important that we become an employer of choice and continue to be recognized as a great place to work. And we want to acknowledge and reward the achievements of individuals, teams, and the impact of teamwork. We also want to invest in you by expanding professional development opportunities. We'll be launching the next important phase to put into motion a campus strategy that will bring these initiatives and goals to life. Each of the strategic initiatives will include primary leads among the vice presidents, a yearly work plan with resource needs and measures of progress. And we will have yearly reports and updates to the campus and our stakeholders about how well we're doing in achieving our plans. And we will approach our work with a continuous improvement mindset. As we keep moving, we keep improving. And our journey together is already yielding results for students, for faculty, and for staff. And our strategic plan will be our GPS system for our journey. Alongside the strategic plan, we are revising and finalizing the academic master plan. These two initiatives, together with the campus master plan, which will examine the footprint of the campus, including spatialization, must be in alignment if we are to achieve our very ambitious goals. The academic master plan will serve as the collective vision for our academic identity, values, and future direction. A team led by Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sylvia Alva, has created a truly comprehensive report and identified important themes. Dr. Alva, will you please stand? Chief among the themes, what does it mean to be a polytechnic in the 21st century? The working groups have offered thoughtful ideas about this concept and many more like it, including what support structures should exist for faculty and staff, what is the role of graduate education at Cal Poly Pomona, and how should we assess the effectiveness of our academic programs. A well-developed academic master plan will not only clearly articulate our philosophy and approach, but it will also affect the decisions that we make in the next campus master plan. We must align classroom space with current and future needs. We must evaluate how to keep up with our laboratory and technology and equipment requirements. And as we move our campus core for student activities south, we must assess the effects on other common spaces. It will also be critical that the academic master plan create connectivity between the liberal arts and the sciences. It must reaffirm how liberal arts will forge new pathways to our future and provide distinction about what it means to be a polytechnic university. We value the learning across disciplines, and increased connectivity among our colleges will only serve to strengthen us. From my listening tour, I heard just how committed you are to this university. Every person in this room and those elsewhere across the campus and all of our students, faculty, staff, and alumni are key to a dynamic future. And that means all of us pulling in the same direction for our most important purpose, student success. As we did last year, I ask you to join me in reaffirming our collective commitment to our guiding principle. One team, one goal, student success. And when we say student success, we recognize that improving persistence, retention, and closing the graduation gap are necessary and an essential part of the Graduation 2025 CSU-wide initiatives. Certainly, increasing four-year freshman and two-year transfer graduation rates are important, but they are not sufficient. But those elements alone do not convey what student success means at Cal Poly Pomona. We have an expanded focus on equipping our students with the knowledge, the skills, and sets of experiences that we deem essential for launching them into the future. It means fostering a mindset of success and resilience that will aid them in facing the uncertainties of work and careers. Working in partnership with our provost on our Student Success Initiative is our Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Leah Jarnigan. Leah, will you please stand? We intend to support student success by implementing a comprehensive, integrated institutional strategy that will reinforce our commitment to greater access, inclusion, and academic excellence. It will also mean giving students the tools to take ownership of their academic progress and examining policies and procedures that result in unintended negative consequences for students. Let me share an example of what I mean when I refer to examining policies and procedures. Last year on the listening tour, a student asked me if he would have to leave campus now. I asked why he believed that, and he said he came in as an undeclared student, and our policy requires that he declare a major by the end of June. He then applied for the desired major, but the department indicated that he would not be notified until August. So as a first-year, first-generation student, not knowing what his status was, he figured he might have to leave the university. As this example demonstrates, when our policies are developed in silos, there can be unintended impacts, which we need to explore. As I mentioned earlier, successful semester conversion is absolutely critical to our goals for student success. We're working to provide targeted support for students to be able to graduate before fall 2018 and to assist those other students who will be combining quarter and semester courses as part of their graduation plans. I'm proud that we've implemented My Planner, the online system that helps students map their path to graduation. By joining this new tool with more robust access to academic counseling and advice, students are empowered to chart a course to success. We've had more than 16,000 students use the volunteer system to plan their classes, and we anticipate all will want to use it as word spreads about its effectiveness. Under the leadership of the provost and with the assistance of the interim AVP for Student Success, Dr. Terry Gomez, and the interim AVP for Academic Planning, Dr. Sep Eskandari, the enrollment management team and other staff, strategies have been initiated over the past 2 years to expedite the graduation of students prior to semester conversion, improve the undergraduate 4-year and 6-year graduation rates, and reduce the achievement gap. We offered more than 600 classes this summer at a reduced cost to students in order to help them make progress toward their degrees. We also increased the availability of financial grants and other aid with priority given to students closest to graduation. We had 5,587 students enrolled for summer 2017, an impressive 51% increase over summer 2015. And senior summer enrollment increased 23% from 2015 to 2016 and 18% from 2016 to 2017. It's also worth noting that we continue to make progress for underrepresented minority group undergraduates. Enrollment growth in just 1 year from summer 2015 to 2016 for these students was 40%. This year, it increased again. Additionally, I'm happy on the graduation front. In the 2016-17 academic year, well over 6,000 students earned bachelor's degrees from Cal Poly Pomona, our largest graduating class in the university's history. These students' accomplishments reflect our collective success. Students across our colleges have achieved great things. Here are just 3 examples from a lengthy list of accomplishments. Last spring, a 4-member team won the NASA Glenn Research Center's first University Student Design Challenge. During the national competition, 16 teams of students, including some from well-known research institutions, designed concepts for using aeronautic vehicles as a means to travel within city limits. Earlier this year, 18 students from multiple academic disciplines traveled to New York City for the National Model United Nations competition, where they earned the Outstanding Delegation Award, the highest honor bestowed to students in the competition. The Cal Poly Pomona team has earned recognition every year since 1997, an unbroken stream of success for 20 years. And I'm guessing that many of you know about my love of all things Rose Float. A new leaf, both Cal Poly University's 2017 Rose Float won the Founders Trophy in the 128th Rose Parade, which honors the most beautiful float built and decorated by volunteers from a community or organization. Work has already begun on this year's entry, Dreams Take Flight. I can't wait to see the final product. Let's now turn to institutional accreditation. Being an accredited institution of higher education is an essential designation for all colleges and universities that seek federal funding and other support. Cal Poly Pomona is approaching the time for reaccreditation. It is one way that we demonstrate and affirm institutional commitment to higher quality education and contribution to the public good. The reaccreditation process examines the university as a whole, promotes institutional commitment to improvement, and validates institutional integrity. It requires the institutional affirmation of WASC's 3 core commitments: student learning and success, quality and improvement, and integrity, sustainability, and accountability. It also requires adherence to multiple WASC standards and criteria. Last January, based on the recommendation of Provost Alva, I appointed Dr. Larissa Pressahoy as our Accreditation Liaison Officer. Since then, she has helped lead the groundwork for our reaccreditation from the WASC Senior College and University Commission. I want to acknowledge the work of the steering committee and its chair, Provost Alva, and co-chairs, Professor Lisa Alex and Dr. Escondera. The Reaccreditation Steering Committee and working groups have made great progress, and with the help of the Student Affairs Division staff, is already collecting direct and indirect evidence of student learning and perceptions, in addition to launching the self-study process. As we prepare the report, please note that WASC expectations for institutions to demonstrate student learning results have changed from the 2001 standards to the current 2013 standards. We haven't undertaken this process in nearly a decade. For instance, it's no longer sufficient to demonstrate that we have an assessment process or standards of performance for student learning. We must now provide direct evidence of student learning at the academic and co-curricular levels and reflect on the quality and implications of that evidence as part of our self-study. If requested, please assist the WASC team with information to ensure that we provide a complete and timely report to WASC. This vitally important reaccreditation process must be completed by fall 2018. One issue that I heard consistently across the university during the listening tour was the challenge of following our travel policies and procedures. We are committed to streamlining our travel guidelines across the university. I am pleased to provide an update that the Concur e-travel solution is being implemented, and we're expecting to go live with a pilot program this December. Concur will allow electronic travel requests, expense submissions, and approvals, and replace CPP's existing paper-based method. Testing is well underway on all aspects of state and foundation travel. Training on the Concur system will begin early next year. So I will be checking in with you after implementation to see what you think. As I also mentioned, we continually look at process redesign with the end user in mind, whether it be the students, you, the faculty and staff, or the public. Many of you may already know that at the July CSU Board of Trustees meeting, on behalf of the university, I accepted from the state, with the concurrence of the Chancellor and the CSU Board, the approximately 300-acre former site of the Lanterman Development Center. The decision came after a deliberative process involving a comprehensive series of pre-development feasibility studies. Following the communication to the state, we immediately began the RFQ, or Request for Qualifications process. This step will lead to the selection of a master developer or a team of developers. The first step will not determine what will happen at Campus South, but rather will identify the firm or firms that will engage us in beginning the exploration of opportunities, needs, and desires. Several principles will guide us as we move forward on developing Campus South. The process will be transparent, and we will proactively seek input from constituents on campus and across the region. The project must be self-sustaining. We will not use our finite base funding for the main campus to support operations at Campus South. It is desirous that the project have a learn, work, live, and play focus, with special attention to supporting the university's academic mission. I'm extremely excited about the promise and potential of what this new opportunity can mean for Cal Poly Pomona and how it will benefit the surrounding communities and the region. This development will unfold over many years, decades actually. The decisions we make will be felt for generations to come, which is why great deliberation is required. Campus South affords us tremendous opportunities, and I'm confident that together we'll get it right. The campus community will be very engaged in the process as we reimagine what our university will look like, not just next year, but 10 years from now and well into the future. As we near the end of this year's fall conference, and as I have often spoken this morning about the future, I want to share with you a new and evolving initiative that is tied to our strategic plan and builds upon much of the work and accomplishments already underway. I refer to it as the Future of Work and Human Engagement. And we shared with you this morning our CPP magazine that describes some of the work underway. I intend to host a blue ribbon group composed of leaders across a diverse spectrum on the future of work and human engagement. The group will examine the role of Cal Poly Pomona and the role that we can play in joining the national discussion about the place of higher education in our nation, especially as it relates to the fundamentals and contributions of a polytechnic education. As we know, the polytechnic education that Cal Poly Pomona provides offers students the opportunity to immerse themselves in multiple disciplines, and it requires them to solve problems creatively, take intelligent risks, and work collaboratively. In addition to the Blue Ribbon Group, the initiative will encompass 3 components. The first, serving as an epicenter for creativity, innovation, and discovery. We will extend the work of our Innovation Lab and our Office of Undergraduate Research in collaboration with other standing programs here at Cal Poly to promote creative solutions to local and global challenges and engage in research and discovery. Such experiences will provide our students with a reflective and engaged learning that will better prepare them for the future of work. When I say the future of work, I am not talking about preparing our students for a particular job, although many of our programs are excellent pipelines to various careers. Rather, it is cultivating within our students an understanding of how work will change and the implications for what it will take for them to engage and adapt to the changing environment. As a Polytechnic University, we are well suited to build upon our current success and become a national model by becoming more intentional about the role we can play in equipping our students with the knowledge and skills and engaging them in valuable experiences while promoting a mindset that will foster resiliency, confidence, and goal attainment that will be essential for their future. Moreover, if we proactively encourage students to be curious and to embrace change, they can create their own future. George Anders, in his new book on liberal arts and technology, says that companies are looking for 5 key qualities: an eagerness to tackle uncharted areas, the ability to solve murky problems, well-honed analytic methods, keen awareness of group dynamics, and an ability to inspire and persuade others. Similarly, Kathy Davison, in her recent book titled The New Education: How to Revolutionize the University to prepare for students for a world in flux, she argues that students don't just master what an expert sets out for them, but rather they learn how to become experts themselves. Furthermore, in an interview with the Chronicle of Higher Education, she said, "Learning almost definitionally is that which isn't automatic. You learn anytime you change, anytime you're required to stop, think, revise an opinion, or change a mental or physical habit." So our Polytechnic model of design thinking and experiential learning is perfectly aligned with preparing students for the future. Students who learn by doing are permitted to fail from time to time for the sake of knowledge. They change based on evidence and example. These lessons are invaluable for the future of work and indeed for life. It's true that the world has never been so technologically dependent or data-driven, and it is expected to accelerate. We must help students find the right balance in embracing and integrating technology into their work future. But a complete education cannot focus only on high-tech abilities and algorithms. We must strike the right balance between technological efficiency and the essential skills needed for leadership and human engagement. Our students will become tomorrow's leaders, and they will continue to solve local and global problems affecting human beings and nature. The second component of the future of work and human engagement is on leadership excellence and institutional advancement, and is focused on our own workforce here at Cal Poly Pomona. What opportunities can the university provide to ensure that we're ready to meet new demands? It still holds true that the greatest investment we can ever make is in people. And when I speak of leadership excellence, I'm not merely referring to learning a technical competency. That is focusing on the doing. Instead, I'm focusing on developing and growing and investing in our individual and collective success. One of the marks of an excellent institution and a great place to work is the quality of its leadership in every respect. The focus is not just what we do, but also how we do it. Thus, the second initiative will focus on personal growth and leadership development that is aimed at faculty, including department chairs, staff, leads, and supervisors, as well as administrators. The work in this area will center on 4 critical areas. First, building the leadership pipeline. Second, orientation and onboarding. Third, ongoing skill development and knowledge acquisition. And fourth, managing performance. Also, later in the year, we will be establishing a new unit within Administrative Affairs and recruiting for someone who will report to Vice President Manning to head the Office of Talent Management and Employee Development. You will hear more about this as the year progresses. The final component of the Future of Work and Human Engagement initiative is on equity and inclusion. Our focus is to be one of the most multi-diverse campuses in the nation, not only among students, but among staff, administrators, and within the faculty ranks. We already excel in some ways, and as we continue hiring to improve tenure density and address the personnel declines resulting from the economic recession, along with attrition and retirements, we must attract individuals whose skills, knowledge, contributions, and experiences are essential assets to the university. Individuals who can work effectively with students and within this richly diverse environment. The excellence we seek cannot be attained without the engagement of a multi-diverse population of students, faculty, and staff. Through this initiative, we will examine our institutional climate and identify models of inclusive excellence already here at Cal Poly Pomona and at colleges and universities within the CSU system and across the nation. As we wrap up, I want you to remind you of the announcement you received last week from CSU Chancellor Timothy White describing the review process that the CSU system conducts for each of its presidents. The Board of Trustees requires presidents to be reviewed every 3 years, so it's almost time for my first evaluation. Unbelievable. I would encourage all of you to provide comments as detailed in Chancellor White's email. So as I enter my 3rd year on campus, there's much work to be done. And now, after a lot of work by all of you, we have a clear direction on what needs to be accomplished. By the way, what I've learned about having big goals is that they're achievable only if we work together as a team to realize them. You hear this from me so often because I believe deeply it's true. In closing, I know that you will recall over the past year, on several occasions, I have felt compelled to share with you my response to some of the events and developments in our country. I will not respond to every future event or every action taken, but I do want for a moment to talk about the fundamental tenets of higher education and our democracy. Some of you have pondered, as have our students, how can hateful speech be tolerated or allowed on college campuses? Why doesn't administration do something to stop it? Fundamental to our American way of life as a democracy is a special and cherished right of freedom of speech. And you may have heard historically and present day how people were jailed or killed or for writing or speaking truth to power. People have fought and died for all of us to have the right of free expression regardless of content. The First Amendment in our U.S. Bill of Rights guarantees 4 freedoms: freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the right to assemble. And as a public university, we're even more bound to uphold these rights. Similarly, you will hear the term academic freedom, which protects the rights of faculty to speak, to question, dissent without fear of penalty. In the early years within our country and elsewhere, faculty were dismissed for contrary viewpoints or for conduct research that may have been against the interests of the state or other power structures. Although that has changed for the better, it is still expected that faculty will distinguish between their own personal viewpoints and those of the formal university position and statements. Cal Poly Pomona is committed to protecting these rights, and at the same time, we have crafted a set of institutional values that reflect our collective commitment. So while expressions of hate may be expressed in the larger arena of the public square, they will not be reflected in the work that we do here at this university. Hate speech and its implications will not be on our institutional agenda or found in our strategic plan. We will work to show our value of every person, including those who would reject us. We will work to foster understanding and respect across all demographics and groups. We will work to educate about the historical facts and the differential impact that history has had on groups. Yes, we will always be an institution that will value free speech. But our doing, our work, our demonstration of our institutional values will not be diminished or undermined. As I stated at the beginning of this discussion, we have a very ambitious agenda this year. I'm asking a lot from each of you because the reality is I can't do any of this on my own. Without all of you, there is no forward movement. I need your engagement, your talents, your ideas, because this is our journey together. I tell students all the time to dream big and have bold goals, and that's what I want for us as an institution. I want Cal Poly Pomona to expand its brightness in the region, the state, and the country. I want our graduates to be prepared for the future and to be good caretakers of this democracy and good stewards of this earth. I'm happy because Cal Poly Pomona is a university on the move. Our campus is moving before our eyes as it expands to meet the growing needs of our students, faculty, staff, and community. There might be frustrations as a result of these moves, and not everyone will be happy all of the time. But building a great future for our university requires kicking up a little dust. Be patient, and I'm certain that we will be rewarded by the improvements we are making all over campus, both outside and inside the classroom. This will be no ordinary academic year. A fidget spinner might not make everything better, but maybe for a moment it can take your mind off of the stressful things. Let's keep moving forward, up the mountain, and around the traffic cones if need be. Our journey together continues. Thank you for all that you do, and we will have an amazing year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Coley, and thanks to everyone for attending today's convocation. We invite you to stay for the service awards and celebrate with your colleagues and friends. The program will begin shortly here at Ursa Major. If you will be receiving your pin today, but have not yet checked in, please do so as soon as possible.